Hello, I'm here to talk about decision making under uncertainty with information overload, and I'm Elena. So, to dive into the problem, in today's day and age, there's constant forms of stimuli being fed into individuals with the constant availability of information and technology, but our ability to process these forms of input has not increased. So, this has caused a rise in exploring a concept called information overload. And how this impacts us is through emotional and cognitive means involving stress, health, concentration, and work performance. And if we focus particularly with stress and work performance and how they translate into the manufacturing setting, this environment involves real time demands and task driven pressures involving hands on working conditions. Now, earlier studies of information overload do not really include a type of environment such as this, focusing on perceived metrics. So, in order to address this, I wanted to simulate this type of environment and have participants work on assembling something and producing a product. Due to the fact that information overload in the manufacturing setting has a risk of decreased output and decreased product quality. So, to get into the design, a digital Lego set was created, and instructions to build this were created with levels of ambiguity increasing as the instructions went up in step count. Participants were suited with an Empatica Plus watch in order to record physiological markers and a headset in order to feed some noise distraction and better emulate the setting. So participants were familiarized, gained baseline values, and began the test in these different increments. And what was able to be seen was that information and noise increased, resulting in stress and error rates increasing, and product quality lowering. And as, as the instructions were increasing in completion and their speed was increasing, their product quality was going down. So, how this impacts So essentially, this allowed a better understanding of information overload in a decision-demanding environment and filled the gap of previous studies. And it's also has a goal in the future to have a weighted composite variable for stress. This study focused on using electrodermal activity, and so in order to create a better model for the stress obtained from this type of setting, skin temp and heart rate variability would ideally be added along with EDA. Thank you.